Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So normally Sunday you will be getting a new episode of This Week in Action Figure News, and today we're getting not that, but we're getting new figures from Hasbro and the G.I. Joe Classified series. So I was talking about it and saying that Hasbro is a bit all over the place with these figures. And I mean, this announcement that they did, there was no fan stream, nothing. There was some stuff announced, but never happened. Again, communication problems, nothing new with Hasbro, but it's becoming a bit recurrent. And I mean, for the good resolutions of 2026, these things should not be happening. Anyway, let's go into, so I have pictures from the official Hasbro website and also the ones from the toy show, and I'm going to be telling you what I think about these figures. So of course we're going to start by a favorite that a lot of people were waiting for from the 1985 line, and this is going to be Airtight. So yes, this is a cool figure. Let's have a look at it out of the box and showed off at the toy fair. So of course you can recognize it. He does have a lot of similarity with the one who was launched back in the day. He has an extra pistol that was not available, but as you can see, the mask comes off. This does look a lot like the one that we got for the 25th in the, I'm going to call them 25th anniversary line because they all look very similar and have a bit the same articulation and going for. So this one was done in the 25th anniversary line, and the helmet did come off. His face was of course masked. He had a balaclava on. So yeah, this figure really works for me. I like the fact that he has a little computer over here, like you get with Grunt and a few other ones. So that's a pretty neat add-on. As you can see here, you can really see it pretty well. It's a basic figure and looks like the one from 1985. And would I have liked to see a bit something else in the classified line? Yeah, this is a retro figure. Works for me, 10 out of 10. So of course we're going to be having a look at the back of the box. Nothing new, no spoilers around. So yeah, we can already see it's going to be 198. So as you can see, this is going pretty fast and there's a lot of stuff out there. Could have added some equipment with it. Yeah, I think maybe some detectors or like a nuclear biologic detector system. That would have been nice with him because that's what he is. So yeah, really interesting, looking forward for this figure. Now, going into some more of the more classic figures that we have. Of course, these were already revealed, and this is, of course, Red Dog and TAURUS. Well, it should be opposite because TAURUS is this guy over here, and Red Dog is the one over here. So, of course, this is the box of the figure. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to be telling you, I just forgot, the Airtight will be going up for pre-order on the 17th of February at 1 p.m. ET or 7 p.m. Europe time. So over here we have, like I said, the two last Renegades from Sergeant Slaughter. So we're going to be having a look at the box. Behind the box, you're going to recognize that this is the same scenery from the ones that we got with Mercer and Sergeant Slaughter. We have some little extra details over here about some of the items that come with it. And as you can see, we do have a lot of gear. Of course, a lot of reused gear, so nothing new over here. But I do like them. They're kind of figures that stick out a little bit and are kind of not really the regular Joes. And again, 1987 was a year where they started a bit going downhill. And from there, again, this is my personal opinion about it. So let's have a look at the pictures that I have from the show. So yeah, as you can see, you have the box over here, the back of the box, close-up of the figure itself. I mean, they look exactly like the ones that we got back in the day. So yeah, that works for me. Liking it. Cannot wait to get my hands on them. For now, we don't have any time of coming out for these figures. They've not been. There's some speculation they should be coming out in March. But I would hold my breath because the fact that they have been already packaged, this means that they have won the production. So these are not any more prototypes. If they've been packaged like this, these are what we are going to get. Now, On this picture over here, I don't know if you can see that his weapons seem to be a bit transparent. Now we had bendy weapons, and now we have transparent swords and axes, who's really a bit of a shame. So I guess you can see it a bit more over here. So yeah, this is really a big shame that you're getting this in this kind of way. So yeah, as you can see, it's so flagrant, the transparency of these weapons. Maybe it would be not too bad to take some paint and give it some silver coating over it would be one of the good ideas. So going on to some more figures that were just announced, and they already did the digital renders of these. I already did a video about it. We have, of course, Zanya and the Dreadnok Chameleon, who's the swamp skier. So, of course, here we have our friend who's flying, who's not doing a very good job with his swamp skier, and that would be Monkey Wedge over there. Again, a bit of a shame, because this is something that you would like to have multiple times. You don't really want her multiple times because, well, afterwards everybody does what they want, but for me, not really working. Over here we can see the back of the box, and I must say that I do like the fact that there's some trapdoors that open to store the gear. Again, I think it's really a bit of a shame that it's not dismantleable like the original one and have a box with it. That would have been a nice little touch to it. But let's have a look at the pictures, who are not the ones who are officially done by Hasbro. And before going on to those, well, I'm looking at all of this and it looks plastic. I mean, no weathering, pure grey plastic. This looks extremely cheap compared to certain of the other figures that we got from them. So this is not looking very good from my point of view. So here are the pictures from the show. And of course, we have the box, the behind of the box, and over here we have the vehicle with different angles. So as you can see, the figure itself, it looks pretty awesome. Don't mind it. And as you can see, it looks like the shotgun can be hooked onto her belt, so that's something of interest. But over here, you can see there's no weathering at all on these vehicles. So this is something who is a huge, huge disappointment. I'm going to go through the pictures, as you can see. Again, I think the figure itself is an interesting take on the figures. I like what they did, because, well, it's a Dreadnok and it's Cobra, so it can be a bit crazy colors. Of course, speculation, are we going to get Diana? Are we going to get Horror Show? Because she has a helmet tank driver one over here. So will we get it? Will we not get it? Only time will tell. So, of course, over here, well, when I'm looking at this she looks a bit scary. And I'm wondering if this is not a bit of a prototype, because the hair doesn't look that much well finished. There seems to be a few little things who are not so perfectly done on it. And Hasbro has been giving us some pretty nice head sculpts lately. So, of course, this one sadly does not have yet a pre-order date. So, of course, cannot tell you when that one is going to come out. Continuing with some more G.I. Joe Classified, and this is more the standard one over here. We have the Hydro Viper. So, of course, this is the one who is packaged, and of course, these are the pictures from the manufacturer. So, again, no spoilers over here. I always like when there's some spoilers over here. As you can see, the head, the eyes paint on it, the way it looks like somebody who's taken from Mortal Kombat. There's a few little extra parts, but not much more than what you got back in the day. Again, this is a later figure, so you see, this is what I'm saying. We have an 85 figure, then we have a 87 figures, and we're moving around the spectrum of the figures. And I can understand that you want to do multiple eras, and this is something that I do have a little bit of a problem with. So I would like you to focus more on some figures, bringing out stuff. I don't mind bringing new stuff. And as I said, I do have a bit of an issue due to the fact that you're only getting one hand, who's has the palm over here, like who looks like a duck foot. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. As you can see, Manta Ray, I wonder if this is going to be top one of the worst creatures that Hasbro has given us. So we have to wait and see. But for now, yeah, not very, don't call me very impressed on this one over here. So let's have a look at the ones from the show. And as you can see, we have some pictures of it. The figure itself looks nice. I guess they wanted to give you an extra head to show you those eyes. I like the idea. He can see what I'm talking about, because both hands are similar in this way, and it would have been good to have interchangeable hands, so you could, because if you see, he has this spear gun over here. With this hand, he's going to have a hard time trying to go and get it. But the figure itself looks interesting. Again, it's Cobra. I don't mind this kind of colors on the Cobra figures, because yeah, it's Cobra. It works. It works less with G.I. Joe from my point of view, but with Cobra it does look pretty cool, because it's very crazy what kind of armies these guys can get. So continuing with some of these pictures, so this one will be also going up on the 17th of February for pre-order. Now, coming to another figure that I've already talked about, because we've got a digital render, and this is going to be Cobra Overkill. Now, I do like the fact that you can remove the mask. We're going to be having a closer look at it, and also you can see this part opens a bit like the one who was done back in the days, but again, we're going to Sonic Force Fighters. Can't remember when this one came out, but he had a huge backpack who's not here, and I think this is a bit of a shame, missed opportunity, like I said. So again, over here we're looking at the background. Sadly, no spoilers ahead, but as you can see, the figure itself looks pretty well done, I would say. Could really say that. But again, you see, it has these extra accessories that can be replaced, but has no backpack to store them. I really like this kind of build. It really looks like some kind of mix with armor. I like the idea of it gives the vibe of having a head of a snake and the rest of the body of a snake. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at the pictures themselves from the show. So of course, this is from the New York Toy Fair, and we're going to be going through them. Of course, there's the boxes, and here we have the open chest with this kind of gun. Again, I think this is interesting, but here you can really see, they decided to put the weapons in the hand, but you could have given him a backpack in the same way as the Bat would have, that you could hook up all those gears. This kind of Gatling laser gun, well, I'm going to say yes, why not? It's Cobra, so again, Cobra having extravagant weapons and figures, don't mind. Again, I think this figure is going to be interesting. And this figure is also going to be going up for pre-order on the 17th of February. So continuing with some of the pictures over here. Now, this one here, I must say, I do like it. Way better than the one that came out back in the days with the Ninja Force. This was near the end of the G.I. Joe line in the 90s. So you see, you're really jumping from different stages, and there's not really a continuity that you could understand about these figures. So of course, this is the Ninja Force. Now, this one for my dear American friends and Canadian friends, collectors, you're going to hate this one. This one has been announced as a Target exclusive. It will also be going up on the 17th. So Hasbro's going to have a few of them, and they're going to sell out pretty fast. So this is going to be a bit of a disappointment. But the figure itself looks pretty amazing. And the pictures from Hasbro came out really late, but I'm really digging the look of it. When I'm looking at this leather vest with these chains and all of this, and this kind of face who looks a bit more aggressive and hardcore, reminds me of the Kurgan from the movie Highlander. But yeah, I think this one looks better and has more accessories. Of course, the one that came back in the days had this kind of kung fu movements who were a bit stupid. Again, this is me being a bit too old maybe to enjoy this, but I don't think they work that well, because sadly the 90s ninja period was a bit over and people moved on away from it. But yeah, these pictures really put him in value, and I must say at the beginning I was not hyped for this figure, but now, yeah, I'm down for it, and I hope I'll be able to get one. because of the fact that this is going to be a Target exclusive, and sadly I cannot order on Target. So yeah, this one I will really have to try to get it on Hasbro Pulse, and that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. So of course here are the pictures of him with his compound bow and the other parts over here. I like the fact that now we have the possibility to give it way of, like, if he's going to shoot an arrow, and have the regular part who comes over here, like if it's in not use mode. So yeah, this here really looks great. I like the little how can I say, knives or blades on the forearm over here. I like the glove that he has over here with this kind of crocodile feel to it. Looks like he has some Kevlar over here. Yeah, I think this is what I expect when I'm getting a classified figure. It's a remodernized version, modernized version, sorry about it, that I want to see some upgrades and some new stuff brought to it, and I think that's a good figure. Now continuing with this one who was already leaked. I already did a video about it, so I'm going to go and have a look through the different pictures of this one. So this one is also going to be released on the 17th, and from what I understood, this one should have a suggested retail price of $46.99. So again, Hasbro doing us a lot of deluxe boxes and getting that extra cash from the $27.99 that you would get. But again, I did not care much for Cobra Night, but when I'm looking at all these pictures over here, I think they look not too bad. And having a few of these to put on a shelf with Pythona, Nemesis Enforcer, and Cobra Commander, I Was Once a Man, yeah, that does speak to me, and I think it could be not too bad. And hopefully we'll be getting Globulus soon, and maybe some other characters, but they look way better than the ones that came out in 1987. So here we are coming to a figure who does have this is a bit of a joke. Now this is not the figure, but if you remember, we were doing the digital and I was thinking, well, this is going to be Wild Bill with a poncho, and then there's some other people who went around and said, oh, this is going to be a bit of a joke, and we're going to have Brave Star, there was Terka, and I mean, well, this one who did the idea of Brave Star kind of nearly nailed it, because we learned that it's he's related to Marshall Sundown. Now, you might remember this if you were growing up in the late 80s. Cops and Quarks was a TV show. Hasbro had the license, they were doing it. And there's some already other crossover characters. I think one of the characters was related to Beachhead. So this is going to be the guy. Now, you have to really hook yourself on, because the guy is called Alejandro Balam Sundown Luna Mendoza. So, yes, that's a whole mouthful of it. And it's going to be based on that. But if you really think about it, it's Cops and Quarks meets this guy, and you should smash them together, and you're going to get the figure over here that the Hasbro is going to be giving us, and I'm going to show. Before going any further, I got some information about it, because this is a character I had no clue about, and he should be bounty hunter, so I don't understand why he's in the G.I. Joe team, but again, and he should be related to this guy over here, Crystal. So this is one from my private collection. This is one from Down Under, because it's an evil headhunter, because they were not sold like this. So again, late figures, but this should be his brother, the Urban Drug Commander. So yeah, it's a bit of a surprise going here, and I guess a lot of people were hoping to get a retro look of Wild Bill, but that's going to be maybe later on. But for now, we're getting Alejandro Balam Sundown Luna Mendoza. So yes, I do think that Lenny decided to make himself a figure who looks a little bit like him. Let's say he's a bit more fitter to say, and has a bit more of a face. down face with, I would say, more muscles around it. So that's why it's a bit thinner than the original figure itself. Now, let's have a look at all of this. So this figure also will be going up on pre-order on the 17th. So yeah, if you're into westerns and all of this kind of stuff, this figure can work. I do find it a bit special, but again, I'm not going to complain. We're getting new characters, and there's some extra new characters, and this could work okay-ish. Now, I'm looking at the paint appliance over here. It looks good. The head sculpt looks good. The idea around this figure looks good, but this, I would have liked to seen him in the Night Force with a darker version of his gear. Would have looked pretty cool. I do like the fact of him having a tattoo over here. Does look good. The axe is kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, why not? But you're not giving us a horse to go with it, so that's a bit weird. But yeah, as you can see, it's a kind of a cowboy with some modern gear on him. So let's continue looking at the pictures. Like I said, I do like the idea of having some new characters going around. Could go and team up with a Spirit because they would go pretty well with it. And I do like the idea of it. As you can see, you remove the hair piece because his hair disappears over here, so that will not make sense when you put the hat on. But yeah, I think the figure's interesting. But again, Hasbro, you need to start giving us file cards so that we can know a bit more of the character. And again, if you would have done your stupid stream, sorry for the foul language, to give us more information about and getting us even more hyped about the stuff. Here we have to go and look and dig through the internet to try to find information about a character who's brand new. Again, a really big disappointment on the part of Hasbro not doing something like this. As you can see, he must have some Mayan origins because this is Pancho who has some Mayan inscriptions on it or more drawings. So yeah, I mean, the figure looks kind of interesting and cannot wait to see it. Also, like I said, some extra tattoos that you can see over here. So yeah, I'd be kind of curious to see what it gives. Again, this figure will be going on the 17th for pre-order, so let's see then. But I'm going to be talking at the end of the video about my purchase priorities. So, continuing with another figure. So this one sadly does not have a release date yet, if I'm not mistaken, or otherwise it will be going up on the 17th, but I didn't find any information about this figure going up. At the time I'm doing the video, I didn't find this information. So of course we have a Night Creeper with the D.I.R.E tech. So of course this is Crystal Ball, so of course you get the Crystal Ball head, and you can see the ninja has the arms of a monster and they seem to be translucid. So of course let's have a look at it. As you can see, he has daggers, he has this sword who has this kind of energy going through it, as you can see over here. Yeah, interesting, but again, when you're looking at the other figures that came out, they seem to have some extra accessories that create this kind of look on the figure. So I don't understand where the translucid comes from. Is it hidden in his backpack? I don't know. It's something that Hasbro needs to a bit clarify. But I do like what they did. And I mean, they really did a good job of going and making a cool figure out of Crystal Ball and giving him a Dreadnok tag and also this kind of tag. Works, but again, I would like to know a bit more about these figures. And I mean, the guy's already a ninja. Why would he want to be glowing and shining green when he should be a saboteur or some kind of infiltration guy? Yeah, does not really make sense, but I like the extravagance on this figure because, again, Cobra. So here we go on to some of the pictures of this figure over here, so which we're going to go and have a look. So yeah, the figure looks okay. I do like the original Night Creeper, this who's based on. So yeah, again, I'm not really sure if I want to really army build. And the big problem with this, due to the fact that it has this D.R.E tech and is with all this kind of ghoul stuff and mystic stuff, this means this is going to be a Target exclusive, not Target, Walmart exclusive. Now, here we're going to be jumping into some new G.I. Joe stuff. And this is, please change the name because this is really ridiculous. It's Professor Rottclaw and Cobra deinonychus, Zeus or whatever, well, call it raptor viper because I don't know what else to call it. And this one leaves me a bit, what the F is this? So this one, I don't have a date for pre-order, but again, we have some kind of things. I mean, Dr. Mindbender or somebody else must have managed to get us these guys out. So of course you can see over here, you seem to have the same one because you have two different head skulls, but I guess he's a unique guy, and the other ones who are there also have this kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, now they have dinosaurs, and they even put the Cobra emblem on the dinosaurs. So I don't know, I have the impression when I'm looking at this that I'm hearing Dr. Evil asking for sharks with freaking laser beams. So, okay, yeah, this one is not really working for me. And of course, if you remember, a few episodes ago I did regarding some of the new stuff in the teas. So this was the color, and I was thinking maybe a dog, but no. Who knew that I didn't have this one on my bingo card? Raptor joining Cobra, definitely not something that I had over here. So here are some more pictures from Hasbro. And as you can see, the guy does look a bit like if he escaped Mad Max. And here are some of the pictures from the toy show. So again, I know some people are super hyped about this one, but for me, I really do not care. Maybe you should go and hang out with this hunter that Cobra has. Can't remember his name. You know, the one who looks like a predator. So you could go and hang out with him. This one seems to have a mixed max of armor. Looks like some samurai parts, but yeah, I'm really not digging this one at all. And of course, like I said, you could buy some extra ones if you want, and you're going to put this kind of mask on him. So he's the leader, and the other ones are just regular troopers who are walking with their raptors. So yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at him, this guy reminds me of Sand People, you know, from Star Wars. And I'm a bit lost for words on this thing here. Yeah, I know they did the Dino series back in the days. It was a Toys R Us, so I can't remember what was exclusive to, with Low Light and another character, and I couldn't care less about it if I had it or not. No, I think this is like Transformers, like other Marvel stuff. This has nothing to do in the G.I. Joe universe because this is ridiculous. Again, this is a personal point of view, and as you can see, the guys at Hasbro need to learn how to put a pistol in the hands, because this guy is definitely not shooting anything. This is what I was telling you about this head, who looks exactly like somebody taken from the Star Wars universe. So yeah, not my cup of tea at all. And I might buy one to say that I have it in the collection, but I don't think I'm going to unbox it. Or there must be really something who's going to hype me up to unbox this one, but definitely not interested in purchasing this one. And like I said, I do not have an idea when it's going to be going up for pre-order. Now, this one here, we didn't get any much info from Hasbro, and I wanted to put this one over here because we have a G.I. Joe Classified Series, Snake Eyes, Warmint, ATF versus Stealth Viper Cobra Stealth Flight Pod. And I understand where they're coming from. They're doing these packs, they're like versus, like we got with, was it Venom versus Valor, and also in the 25th anniversary line. So of course, over here we have a repaint of the Now this is the third repaint that we get for the ATF Cobra one, the ferret. So of course we're getting Snake Eyes. And personally I think this is a bit disappointing. I know that I hate the corpse guys, but I would have preferred to get some guy of the stealth corp on here. And you will understand why there's reasoning behind it. Because this is supposed to be some kind of maybe RB builder, if you really think about it, because you have the flight pod. This one reminds me one from the 25th anniversary line that they did also like this. And you might want some extra stealth pods, and you don't need an army of Snake Eyes, so why not go? And like I said, I hate the Steel Corp, and I'm saying that I would have liked to see a Steel Corp instead of Snake Eyes. I like the way Snake Eyes looks over there. I think he looks pretty cool, but again, yeah, I don't understand. And the question is, how big is this box? Because this is going to cost, well, of course, if you're buying it through Hasbro Pulse, you get free shipping, but again, that's a problem for them to pay. But this is going to be a pretty big box. When you see the size of the ATF and you see the flight pod, you can really see that this is going to be one hell of a box that they're going to be packaging. So I don't know how that's going to survive transport and how it's going to look. So this one, of course, has no date of release, and here you can see some of the extra accessories. I do find again G.I. Joe is getting very little stuff. You're getting a helmet, some extra hands for Snake Eyes, not even a karate chop hand, and over here you're getting some extra weapons, who seem to be pushed on the Cobra side, who's a bit of a disappointment, because sadly Hasbro is giving more money to Cobra to buy weapons and gear. Now, this one here is a real surprise, and in a way I was complaining about them doing, how do you call it, a figure that was the female sniper, and I was saying it's a shame we didn't get a male version of it. Well, I guess they might have heard me out on this, or maybe decided to go with this. So we have a Special Force figure from the Legacy Collection. Now, we're going to be having a look at this figure, and I do have a lot of problems with this figure. So, of course, we're going to be having a look at the box. I didn't have any info on a release date from it, but already you can see there's some cool accessories. I mean, this guy is a Special Force, and they're giving us again the famous French rifle. Yeah, no, not working. That you give us the weapon that comes with Leatherneck or Sergeant Slaughter, your kind of AR-based rifle with a M203 grenade launcher does make sense. This is supposed to be a US Army, so you're not going to be walking around with a French rifle. And the FAMAS, I do not believe it's as big as this, so this one is also out of proportion. But again, there's some cool features over here that I was always calling out on some of the other ones. You have the radio, you have some mags, pouches over here, you have, of course, a secondary weapon, you have some scissors over here. And yeah, you have a face mask. Somebody's been playing a bit too much Ghost Recon, or playing Modern Warfare with, what was his name? Soap? No, I think it was Soap. Can't remember, a long time I played it, but you can see where this is coming from the face sculpt over here. And of course, we're getting a Russian bazooka, or an RPG over here. So that's a nice little add-on, maybe giving us some hope to see some Red October guards. And over here we have the pictures from Hasbro. So yeah, it gives me some hope. I like the fact we have interchangeable pouches, of course, like the Action Soldier did it. But again, Jesus, this is supposed to be a Special Force guy. Would he have a bit of a heavier backpack? Would he have the night vision because he's Special Forces? And no, it looks like they have no night vision on them. So again, these are things that they really need to really think it over. I mean, can you get some kind of military expert? Even you don't need to have such experience to know that if you are going to have some guys operating at Special Forces, you're going to have, of course, some night vision goggles on the guys. So again, don't understand. You have the helmet, it looks like you have the battery pack over there. I really don't understand what you guys are doing. So, of course, the helmet looks pretty neat. You have the headphones, you have an extra light over here. Yeah, this definitely is a no-go for me. But again, yeah, why not? Having the beret, yeah, I can understand. Having him all painted up camo makes sense because then you don't need to make a Caucasian version or an African-American version of it. You can just put them all out there. And again, the guy has the US flag. Why are you giving him a French rifle? Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, now we're going to be coming to the end of it. I know this is going to be a bit long. So this one went up 2 days ago. And this is, of course, Don Moreno. I'm saying, of course it is. Don Moreno Snake Eyes. So I haven't read so far in the comic books, but it's supposed to be a character that is who was implanted the memories of Snake Eyes by Dr. Mindbender or Venom. I can't remember which one I read about it. And because Snake Eyes is dead, and so this is a character that they decided to go with. And this one went up for pre-order. It's still available. Didn't sell out. And I mean, this is really a deep cut that I'm surprised that they're coming out with as a regular figure. I mean, this is an exclusive figure for someone. Why not? But like this does feel like something that's going to end up in Ross or at Ollie's or any other kind of clearance stuff like Jinx. Sadly, even if Jinx is an excellent figure, but yeah, this here. Yeah, I didn't pick up any of the pictures about it. I mean, when we're looking at it like this, yeah, I don't know. This is something for me. I pre-ordered it. I went out on a habit, but I'm not going to be doing this anymore in the future. And I will be doing, like I said, another video because Hasbro does have a lot of problems. As you can see, we have stuff. It is all over the spectrum. Let's throw some dinosaurs. Let's throw this in and let's throw that and robots and laser rifles and all the different stuff around. And for me, this is not working at all. There should be some logic behind what you're coming out with. And this here, yeah, not working at all for me. And when I'm seeing all the people posting the stuff that they're buying for really cheap prices and all of this, and I see figures that are way under suggest retail price, not only under suggest retail price, but under buying prices for shops. I mean, why rush to buy the figure? The only one I'm going to buy is Zartan because I don't want to miss out on that one because it's a Target exclusive and it's going to be the same for our Night Creeper. But all the rest, not going to buy. Of course, like I'm not getting the figures straight away because I have to ship them to a friend in the US, then consolidate everything and have him ship it out as a batch. Yeah, why would I want to go on day one pre-ordering these? But anyway, that's my point of view on it. Let me know what you think. What do you think about these figures? Are you hyped about dinosaurs? Are you hyped about any of these figures? Are you also going to start now saying, well, is it worth pre-ordering certain items on day one when you can see them going in clearance later on in the year? So again, let me know in the comment section. Let's start a conversation around it and let me know what you think about it. So that's going to be it for my pretty long review of everything that came out because there was a boatload that they came out with. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Go and check out my Facebook page. I put up a lot of these pictures on it. You can go and check out my Instagram page. None of these pictures are on it because I don't like the way that platform works. But the links are in the description. And of course, if you're watching this on Sunday, I'm going to wish you have a fantastic Sunday or what's left of Sunday. And if you're watching this on another day of the week, I wish you have a fantastic day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.